am we're live. Good stuff. So we'll hang on there now just a minute until a few people come in. I was sharing it all day anyway, and we've 3 in already. So say hi, peeps, so we know you're here. I have something else I want to say, but I'm going to wait till I see one of my moderators to make sure they hear it. So as you can see by the scrolling banner, this is our Mystical Musings Monday, lads. So I decided to do this about a month ago to discuss a different topic, anything at all under the spiritual realm on a Monday night. Hey, Ange is here. So can you see that now, Monica?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. And Benji is here. So Benji is the guy I was just telling you about who is in New Zealand. So he's 13 hours ahead of me. So he's in the morning time right now. He has 9:30 in the morning. Patsy is in the UK. Hey, Patsy. Fatima. Hey, Fatima. Sandy is in the UK. All the gang are popping in. So, guys, this is Monica. I put the link up at the start of the chat. Monica is Connected Tarot on Instagram. She has informed me she's not on YouTube, so don't go looking for her and stressing yourselves out.
Yeah, no.
So, what we're talking about today, as you can see on screen, is the Schitty Tarot. I remember watching one of the deck reviews at the start by Jason, what's his Tarot of the Pines on YouTube, and every time he said rolling shit, he got fits of laughter. he was giggling like a child. So yes, this is our unofficial Schitty Tarot, which is based on the Netflix series Schitt's Creek, which in my opinion is the best thing ever written for television, because it's lovely, it's funny, there's no language as such, there's straight relationships, there's gay relationships, there's just people taking the piss out of people. You know, it went, the main family went from what's the word, riches to rags and back to riches again. So it was just a lovely story of their comeback and whatnot. So Monica, you introduce yourself first properly, and then we shall get stuck into our questions on the deck.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm capable of a proper review, but I'll do my best.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, Monica is my name. My little business reading tarot is called Connected Tarot. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. One of these days, I keep thinking about branching out, but I haven't done it yet. I do work full time because, just to be honest, I like PTO and benefits. I'm that girl. But I have been I was gifted my first deck back in 1997. That was when I went to my first, so it's been a minute. I went to a metaphysical fair with a friend, and she bought a deck for me because she just thought I needed it and gave it to me, and I had no idea what to do with it. So I started taking classes and reading books, and then I started pulling cards for myself or reading for myself. And it just got to be like a profound part of my life when I needed a new sense of direction, a new perspective. It really made me think about things in my life that in ways that I never had before. So I wanted to share it. I'm that person that when I'm really excited and really enthusiastic about something, and especially when I feel like it's something that really adds value to my life, I like to share it. So back in 2019, I started an LLC and started reading for other people as a business. So I've been doing that ever since. I love it.
Love it. And it's fun that you say when you're enthusiastic about something, you want to share it, because I actually, when I started learning myself in January 2018, I was at the same time teaching my neighbor, because she's my hairdresser. So I used to go over to get my hair done, and she even ordered her own decks, and we used to sit and pull cards and everything while my hair was like brewing or whatever, you know. So we used to have great fun. So yeah, I was learning from YouTube and then going over and teaching her. It was great fun.
That's fantastic.
Just a quick hello as well. Maya has popped in. Maya's here in Ireland as well, and her daughter, Steph, always watches with her. So hi, Steph. And look who's here. I don't know if you know Monica, if you know Althea. Oh, where's it gone? Sorry, wrong one. Hold on now. This is Althea Soul Whisperer. We're new besties on YouTube.
Nice.
So she says hello, bestie, and Monica. I can't believe there's another one who has not seen Schitt's Creek. Shame on you.
They're missing out. Okay, and you got to know, like, the episodes, some of them are as short as like 22 minutes. And the longest ones are 30. So it's very easy to watch.
Very easy. Like I watch it on Netflix. So like you might sit down with the idea of watching one episode and 3 hours later you're watching 9, you know? So it's just so easy to watch.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Yeah. I have it's great show for a what does that mean? Hold on now, sorry, I'm gonna put it up here. Is that supposed to be for a great taste in entertainment, maybe? I think so. It's absolutely hilarious. I just love it. So yeah, I have prepared some questions for Monica in relation to the deck. So I think we'll get stuck in. If I see anyone else new pop in, I'll stick the all comment up on the screen and we'll give a wave. Great taste. Yeah, I was right. Oops, keyboard messing up. It's early in the morning for you, Benji. It's all right. We'll leave you off. So, Monica, how long do you have the deck?
I had to think about it. So I was gifted the deck as a Christmas present back in 2022 because my friends knew how much I loved the show. And actually, that year for Halloween, I dressed up as Moira, and my husband came as Johnny. I was hired to read at a tarot party, so I'm like, I've been dying to dress up as Moira, and so they were like, "Yeah, do it." So anyway, did that, had a blast, and that Christmas I was gifted the deck, which was amazing because I didn't even know it existed. So I was delighted.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was only like I think I got it there in November, December only, like a couple of months ago. And again, I had only seen it probably a few months before that. And it took me a while to properly look at deck reviews because I was just thinking, do you know, like I had something, I can't even remember what it was. I had a tarot deck before that was based on some TV series or other, or a film or something. And it just wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. So I was thinking, because Schitt's Creek is my favorite show, then I didn't want to be let down by it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it took me a while to look at it, to be honest with you. But I was just sitting watching YouTube one evening and I thought, do you know what? It's time to have a look at a deck review. And I was hooked.
Do you ever get on YouTube and look through the deck flip throughs?
Yeah, all the time. Well, no, I've stopped now the last months because I need to stop buying stuff.
I know. I had to delete Kickstarter off the app off my phone.
Oh wow! Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because I kickstarted a lot of decks, and I'm like, okay, I need to stop for a while.
I know. Lads, you're going too fast there with the old chat. I thought I missed today, lol. Yeah, I made it. No, you didn't miss it. Hi, everyone cleaning, listening. It's a bit later than usual. I'm just changing the times for these Monday nights to suit people all over the world. So yeah, I have mine. So you've yours a few years, so you've had loads of time to play with it. But I've only I have it about 2 months, maybe max, I think. Why did you get the deck? Was the next question.
Well, like I said, my friends, they knew I was a huge fan, and they just wanted to surprise me. They also gave me some other Schitt's Creek gifts that year too. Like one of them gave me a tea towel for the kitchen that says "Fold in the cheese."
Oh my god, epic!
Yeah, things like that. So I got several Schitt's Creek related gifts that year, but yeah, the deck is one of my favorites.
A phone cover would be amazing. I'd have to figure out what I'd need on it. Oh, that would be cool. I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look. I'll have to look into that. That would be cool. Well, yeah. So I got the deck because I'm obsessed with the show, and like I said, it took me a while to actually look at a few deck reviews, even though there's not much on YouTube. I only found about 5 ones, really, 5 or 6. And the only really good one was Jason's one because he actually knew what all the cards, what scenes they came from, The others didn't really have a clue.
Yeah.
I think you have to have someone who really knows the show and really appreciates it and understands the card to have a good deck review for this,
It helps. It would
Yeah.
help a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't know, all the gang know, but I'm at the very start when I started learning, I couldn't stand the RWS, but I grew to love it like that overnight, really, and now I'm obsessed. And so again, looking at new, more modern decks that weren't exact Rider-Waite-Smith images, it took me a while to come around to anything a bit different,
Yeah.
But like that now, it's just because I know the images, I know the scenes that the cards are from, that I actually bought this deck,
Oh, I totally know. I've taught classes before, and everybody teaches with Rider-Waite-Smith. It's the
Yeah.
standard. All the books are written, and it's
Yeah, yeah,
incredibly important. I mean, Pamela Coleman Smith's story is important, but like you got to learn the symbology, and because it's a
yeah,
language of symbols, tarot is.
yeah,
So I get it, but what I have found in teaching that with straight absolute new beginners is it's really hard for them to make that connection with the symbols and tie it to something in their life. And
yeah,
and that's a huge key to being able to read cards, is like what you see in the cards, being able to tie it to something going on in your life. But when you have the series, and I thought they did a great job, just absolutely a great job of taking scenes from the
they did.
series and putting them in the cards. Well, it gives you more context. Okay, I have the deck thing here, and so like when I was talking about the fold in the cheese scene,
Yeah,
I thought Three of Pentacles was genius. I
it
mean, the
was like,
dynamic, yeah. And so if you've watched the series and you remember this scene and you understand what was happening between Moira and David, I mean, their interaction was more like Three of Pentacles reversed, if we're being honest,
yeah,
but still it gives you that context and you can start to understand how a definition or the symbols in a card actually have a bigger story and they can
yeah.
relate to life. So I love that aspect.
Oh, when I saw that Three of Pentacles, yeah, I was like, oh, that couldn't have been more perfect, It's, love it.
Yeah, those girls that design this deck definitely have a sense of humor too. I mean, they
Oh,
really picked some funny scenes to represent, the different
they
cards.
did. Wait, I have a lovely big long comment here from Benji. I never really practiced tarot. It just came out naturally. It's so interesting to hear the observations of others. I love this live so much. Thank you both of you for your wisdom and gift. This live is amazing. Thanks, Benji.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you're very welcome. I love. Oh, we have Sylvia. Sorry, I got distracted. And Saskia came in. Hey, Saskia. So Sylvia, while I think of it, just a quick side note. I don't know if you've checked our live from last year. Myself, Sylvia, and Heather did a true crime live reading in February last year on a girl who had gone missing on the 9th of January last year, so a month previous. And it's actually up to 12,000 views at the moment. It's blown up because the guy who was arrested and charged is in and out of court only the last 2 weeks, and the video is just blown up completely. So Sylvia was on that with me. It was epic. So Sylvia, make sure go and look at it and read the comments. It's just incredible what they're saying about us. So yeah, I love it. Yes, Sylvia. She says, "Wow, really." They're saying things like, "Oh my God, the girls said all this information a year ago, and all this exact information is coming out in the pre-trial only last week." apparently everything we said has come out in the pre-trials, so they're just people. Someone said, "Why didn't the cops watch this video a year ago?" and that kind of stuff. It's cool. So
That's
check
amazing.
it out. Check it out, Sylvia. Yeah. So, my next question. Oh yeah, what would you rate it out of 10?
Oh, 10 out of 10. Absolutely. I love it.
Well,
It
I
should
was a smart
probably-
arse. I was a smart arse, and I wrote down 20 out of 10. But yeah, I just love it. Now there is one little. There's two little things. All right, but we get to them in the relevant question. But yeah, I still give it 20 out of 10 because I just love it.
Mhm.
So how do you like the card stock and the box?
Okay, I love the box just because it's not a tuck box. I mean, tuck boxes are the worst. And
There.
it it the lid stays on really tight. So like I can throw the deck in the box and throw the box in something where it might rattle around a little bit and it doesn't pop open. It's just a nice sturdy regular box, and
It is.
it's cute. I mean, they went ahead and put like, handcrafted with care, like
Yeah.
from David's Apothecary. Like all the little touches are just really cute. Best wishes.
And even the underneath is beautiful with the little images of the cards, and it's lovely.
Yeah.
And I love this journey for us. And actually, when I contacted the girls, because I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but so for me, right, the deck was $55 on their website. Shipping was $52.
Oh my goodness.
Right. So I messaged them on Etsy and I said, girls, the shipping to Ireland is, and I said, can you sort it out? And they went and they sourced it through. I actually told them who to look at, because I've gotten decks from America through what are they called? Pirate Ship. They're with Ascendia. And I got shipping for $16 as opposed to 52.
Well, that's awesome that you spoke up, and that helped everyone.
Yeah. No, I've done it before, and if you don't ask, you don't get, that kind of way. So I was like, I'll chance it. Oh, sorry, Sylvia. Yes, I see. There we go. I'm just trying to delete this. There we go. I want to focus on you two skitting. So yeah, I was messaging them, you see, on Etsy about the shipping, and I had forgotten that your one says "Love this journey" for us in it, and one of them replied to me saying that they were like, "Oh my god, I love this journey for you," and I was like, "What are they talking about?" And then I remembered that they said it in the show,
Yeah.
So yeah, the only issue I have with the box was that because there's no do you know the little tabs they usually put in these boxes so that you have somewhere thumb things to pull the box open?
That would be a good ad, because like I can sit here, the box is empty right now, and like it's challenging.
Like the first time it was completely impossible to open. It was grand after that, but if you leave the cards out of the box and put the lid on, you can't get it open.
It's tough.
So I'm like, oh. But anyway, that's only a minor thing. Sure, look, favorite thing about the deck?
Gosh, it's like, okay, it's fun, and for all the reasons we've talked about already, like they did an amazing job picking things out of the show and making them into cards, but it's an astonishingly good read as well. Like, especially if you're used to Rider-Waite-Smith and other more traditional decks, it's not a big leap to use this deck, and I still get some really, really great reads. I've done some very serious reads for people with this deck, and it went really well. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I could totally see how you could use it for anything,
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna stick that up there. Look, bye, Benji. Benji said, "Hey, I really want to stay longer, but I got to go and do some work. May Metatron's gold orb of lights around all light beings that see this. Thank you, Jackie and Monica. You're amazing. Much love and light. You're very welcome, Benji. Thanks a million for being here." Oh yeah, he says, by the way, everyone should like the stream, show some support. Thank you very much. So do all the YouTubey things, guys. Hit the thumbs up. Thanks to anyone watching on replay later. And make sure to leave comments after the live, lads, if you're watching back on the replay. And check out Monica's, I always point the wrong way, Instagram page, Connected Tarot. I still can't get the hang of this backwards camera thing. So my favorite thing about the deck, yeah, absolutely what you said. They executed the scenes perfectly for each image, you know. There is a few obviously that aren't, like I said, completely Rider-Waite-Smith based. So unless you know the show, you won't really get the meaning of them. But that's easily remedied by watching the show obsessively, like us. But yeah, I love I love linen cardstock. I love that they're borderless. I actually do like because I've had decks before like this and I wasn't a fan, but I've gotten used to it. You know the way there's different color banners on the top for the majors and then for the 4 different suits.
Yes, yeah, that was a nice little touch.
I think that's nice, yeah. So like the majors lads are red and then the wands are orange, swords are purple, cups are blue, and pentacles are green. So I just think that's nice. And even the coloring too. I mean, it's very Schitt's Creek kind of coloring, you know, the black with the rose gold and the rose gold edges and stuff. It's just very classy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like the family themselves. Thanks to you, Jackie, I started watching. I'm glad to hear it, Saskia. About time. Let us know how you're getting on with it. It gets funnier and funnier as it goes through too. Like, so just enjoy. Least favorite thing about the deck.
Least favorite thing. We kind of talked about this a little bit before we got started. I don't love the little white book.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you have great expectations for little white books, you need to knock your expectations down a little bit with this one. One of the things, what else did I put about that? Some of the definitions I thought were kind of odd. I mean, they were some of them were really good, but some of the definitions I would like. I'm not sure how they got there. One of the things that was really odd as well, but I've kind of gotten used to it. At first, I didn't know what to think, and I do keep this card and I use it, but it has an extra card.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's called Opportunity. So it has all the normal 78 cards in the deck, but it also has this one. And I'd forgotten the lady's name, and we're rewatching the series right now, so I still can't think of her name right off the top of my head. But this card is not mentioned in the little white book at all. Like, not a definition. Yeah. There's not, like, I couldn't find anything about it, and so I thought that was kind of odd.
That's because, and again, it was Jason said this. He said he contacted them, and what happened was they'd made the deck and printed the books, and then they decided to add that card. So the printings were gone out, like, and they decided to add the card, you know. So they actually, people who had already bought the deck, they sent that card out to, and then they started adding in. Yeah. So that's why there's nothing in the book.
Okay, well, that's an interesting story, but I mean, okay, like, I guess when you step back, and this is kind of where I got to how I incorporate the deck when I do readings. When you know the series and you step back and kind of take a bigger picture, like a perspective of it, the show is about opportunity, the opportunities that are taken away from us, and the ones that land in our lap, and then what are we going to do about it? Yeah. It's got a lot of ace energy too. You know how with aces, yeah, you get, if you get an opportunity, you can certainly waste it, or you can take that opportunity and really make something with it.
Yeah, so, it is a nice little addition. All right, I have to say.
Yeah. The more, like I say, at first I wasn't sure what to do with it, but it's really grown on me.
Yeah. The only thing for me, right, and I don't know if you noticed this, well, you have it longer, so you probably do, but so you know yourself, for example, the devil card, right, is the guy Sebastian Rain who came into town. He was in one episode, right?
Yeah.
He's the devil card. This is the Wheel of Fortune, and it's Bob's garage, or garage, as you say, but Bob isn't in it. Bob isn't in one single, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
So they could easily have put Bob in the background of this card, do you know?
Yeah.
So I was just disappointed that Bob wasn't in it. But other than that, I wouldn't say that would be my only least favorite thing, you know, that they didn't somehow think to put Bob in.
Yeah. Poor Bob.
Oh, Tom is here. Hey, Tom. I'd love a Schitt's Creek Tarot deck. Love these characters as they developed in the series. Glad to hear you've seen it. Yes, it's epic and it's just beautiful. But just note to everyone going forward, if you're ordering, now you're in America at least, but if you're ordering decks from abroad and the shipping is scandalous, contact them and they'll sort you out. Like I got Tom was only just in, so he didn't hear me saying, but I got the shipping for this deck down from $52 to $16. So it's worth contacting people and ask them to find cheaper shipping. Me too, definitely on my Etsy wish list. I'd love to know how the pricing works out on Etsy, because for me, the deck cost more through Etsy, but the shipping was a bit cheaper, I think. There was I weighed up the two of them from their website and from Etsy, and their website was a better option for me, and especially then once I got the shipping cost down, you know. You really have to shop around like with things. So, I have the next one. I have favorite and least favorite cards.
Oh, okay. So, well, I mentioned the opportunity card, but that's not one of my least favorite anymore because it's grown on me. Okay, some of my favorite cards. I had them pulled out. Okay. What a great choice.
It is, isn't it? It is.
Yeah. Moira as the Hierophant. When she was officiating the wedding, it was amazing. And also Twyla.
Yes.
Because she did do that tarot reading, which was actually pretty darn accurate.
Yeah. It sounded bizarre, but yeah.
Okay, I'm just getting there. Okay, and I do love the fold in the cheese. How can you not love fold in the cheese?
Yeah.
They just did such a good job. Like Ronnie, and the way they snatched these from the scenes, Ronnie, handing out the vests to Alexa and Mutt so they could go pick up trash because they were on basically community service type parole. Like they just did such a good job. This is
that is
John,
brilliant.
Yeah. When the rooster.
I have to tell you a quick story because he's in chat. So Tom, who's Tarot Your Way, last week on my Monday Night Live, he asked me to pull a card. He said Hershey was away and there was water coming in through the ceiling of her room, and would I pull a card? And I pulled the Five of Pentacles. I says, oh my God, Tom, I said, you can't make this shit up. I said, I've pulled the Five of Pentacles from this deck, and I showed that Five of Pentacles. And I was like, look, I said, it's rain coming in or water coming in through the ceiling of the room. It was unbelievable.
This is what I'm talking about. This deck reads amazingly well, and in funny ways sometimes. Okay, here's one. You can't make it up either, because I've been using this deck now for about a month for my own personal daily readings again. I kind of rotate decks, but when I knew we were going to do this, it's like, oh, I need to break the deck back out. Okay.
Yeah.
Nine of Pentacles with all of Moira's wigs, right?
Yeah.
Every time, kid you not, I've drawn this card for myself, and it's been like 4 times in the last month or so. I'm having a terrible hair day.
Oh.
and I'm throwing on a hat or a headband. I'm throwing I kid you not, like every time I've drawn this card, I've been having a terrible hair day, and I'm like, yeah, deck.
It's like they're taking the piss.
Yeah, it's happened like 4 times now. It kills me.
That is gas.
Yeah, let's see a couple. Okay. I love how Ted and just his whole demeanor in this card it gives 8 of Cups a little positivity that it doesn't always depict.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It's not
I
all
mean,
doom and gloom.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he knows it's not going to be a perfect trip, and he had to sacrifice a lot to
Yeah.
do this. But he's looking forward with positivity to the whole thing, and yeah, it puts a nicely positive spin on the card, because that's one of those cards that sometimes when you're reading for other people and they see it, they're like concerned because the image of the person walking away from all the cups that are spilled and things like that. Whereas,
Yeah.
yeah, people tend to be a little bit more relaxed when they see this version. So I
Yeah.
like
It is a nice.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah, I love that High Priestess. You've seen it already, but there it is. I mean, it's just a beautiful card. Like, lol, I feel like Johnny getting a water torture, Jackie. Lol, good old Johnny Rose. Wait now. I think the Lovers is just. I mean, I love it. Look at the two boys. Look, the Chariot is just comical because they were trying to teach each other how to cycle the bike. She'd gotten a present at the bike, and they were teaching each other. So it's just brilliant. The Hermit. I mean, that scene, that episode was just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so funny. Uh, the only one now I would say is my least favorite. And again, I mean, I actually like the card, but it's just I think it's a pity that Bob isn't in the background. So if I had to pick one, I would say this. But I don't actually have a least favorite because I love them all. And again, me with the Death is my favorite card. But again, I was always so obsessed with Rider-Waite Smith. I was thinking, oh, the Death card better be good in this deck, but it's fabulous. It's all a kind of
It
a
is.
phoenix rising from the ashes kind of vibe. So they did do it really well. The Tower, like that is just brilliant, isn't it? When they what are they called? Revenue. The revenue come in at the start
Oh
to
yeah,
take away
IRS.
all their belongings. That's just perfect Tower. Like the stair. That's when she went back in to ask him to get back, ask Ted to get back together with her. So there was that hope there. They're all lovely. I could be here showing you them all night. But anyway, yeah, that's enough.
Well, we definitely have some similar favorites.
Yeah, yeah. And that three of Pentacles, like, oh my God. I think the Ace of Cups is just beautiful.
It's freaking hilarious.
It is like
Every time I
she's in
see
for
that, I think of
here.
Moira shooting the commercial, and she's drunk
Oh
by
my
now, and
God.
she can't say his name, and
Actually, that's in sugar. What is that in the Ace of Cups? Hold on now. The information is hilarious. Did you read it?
I can't remember what it says.
Do you
But
remember when
no,
she
I
was
remember. Yeah, I think of that scene every time I see that card, because it was so funny.
so lads, they were filming her. She was doing a little ad for this guy, Herb Ertlinger, and his wines, right? And the film crew, she was all nervous, and she started sipping away at the wine, and she was as drunk as a skunk, right? And they kept doing take after take after take, and every take she was more drunk and less able to say what she was supposed to say. And it actually says the best bit in the information in the book. It says, the Ace of Cups represents the flow of divine love to you and through you into the world. This could indicate falling in love or finding a significant new partnership. You are fertile ground for both new projects and new life right now. Nurture what you enjoy and watch it flourish, just like Bingo Lingfucker.
Yeah, that was the last time. That was her last
Oh
attempt at
God.
pronouncing his
Yeah.
name,
Yeah.
the vintner's name, when she was drunk. It was so funny.
When I saw it in the book, I was hysterical. Just like Bingo Lingfucker. She was trying to say Herb Ertlinger. Oh Jesus. I couldn't cope with that. Yeah. uh, Karen says,
Oh yeah, Moira
what is
hated
it
the
there?
wine.
Yeah. Oh, they were all bad, and they were mixing them all, you see, trying to they were hoping that they could make their own version by mixing them all, and it was just priceless. Lady Virgo is here. Hey, Lady Virgo. Moira hated the wine but loved the buzz. Absolutely, yeah. Oh, what a show! Like, Jesus, you could be talking about it for days. It's just so funny. Anyway, so could they have done anything better? I think we know the answer to that.
Okay, so this is just one of my preferences. I like it when cards have a more matte finish so that they don't glare in the light. I'm trying to, now that I'm trying, see what I mean? Because
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, when I do readings, I always encourage, yeah. So I like that matte finish because I always encourage the people that I'm doing, face to face in real life readings for, to take a picture of the cards if they'd like. Sometimes like I'll give someone an affirmation or something like that, and I'll have them take a picture of a very specific card just so they kind of have a mantra to get them through whatever it is that they're going through and what the cards were able to help them with. So I really, really like a matte deck because you get all the richness of the image without that. That's just like literally the only thing I would change about the deck itself. I am a riffle shuffer.
Oh, me too.
And yeah, so that's one thing I absolutely love about the deck. It's got a really good, because I didn't mention that before. It's got that really good card stock so that you can riffle shuffle really smoothly, and a lot of decks don't.
I love linen card
yeah,
stock.
it would have been nice to have that matte finish.
Yeah. Tom, this is for you. So this is from, so see, again, this is perfectly done for the world card, because this is when they had the sign changed as they were about to leave the town of Schitt's Creek in the very last episode. So perfect world card. Tom had asked, is there a card that shows the city sign? So yeah, that sign is hysterical, absolutely. So yeah, that was perfectly done for the world card. They obviously spent, like, I'd love to know how many times they watched it. Like, they must have known it inside out as well, before actually thinking about putting cards together. Hey, Chris. Chris is here all the way from tomorrow as well. Yeah. So Chris is in the future. So yeah, that's that, Tom, for you. Could they've done it better? Yeah, the only thing now, like I already said, lads, they could have put poor old Bob in the back of the world card, because Bob was in the whole series and he's not in any of the cards, which was slightly disappointing. But other than that, one of the last questions: do you know all the scene representations?
I know a lot of them. Some of them, it's okay. So we watched this series. We kind of binge watched it back in 2021, and we started rewatching it. We're almost through season 1. Yeah, I gotta tell you, if y'all like to shop Amazon, you can get all 6 seasons right now on DVD for $19.99.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not gonna re-up any of my apps, Hulu or anything. So I'm just gonna, buy the DVDs. So there are some scenes that I don't remember very well, but like as I'm rewatching, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what it was. And there's actually a lot of scenes from season 1 that I kind of, I was like, I couldn't remember real clearly. But Four Swords, when they took that partners yoga class, and David had been having all the panic attacks, he couldn't sleep, and he fell asleep on top of
Poor David. That was so funny.
I was like, oh yeah. And then I laughed all over again.
Yeah.
Things like that.
I know.
So, yeah.
Rain popped in to say hello. She can't stay long. I'm an SCTV fan, so I adore the cast. What's that again, Rain? Remind me. Oh,
Second City TV, right? It's like improv comedy.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I was thinking. And like
the cast is just perfect. Like that's another thing. Like with the series itself, like, normally you'd watch something and you might think, oh, if only they'd cast so and so in that role instead, it would have been better, whatever. Whereas every character in this was just fabulous. Like,
Oh, they were flawless. Yeah.
Yeah. It was brilliant. Yeah, I remember going through the deck too at the start, and a few now like that, and I was like, oh, I can't remember what that's for, but like that now I started rewatching it again, and then I was going, oh, that's what that is,
Yeah.
because it does obviously, like we said already, because it's not totally Rider-Waite-Smith cloned, then unless you really know the show inside out, you might be confused as to some of the images, like those like the Three of Wands, for example, which was priceless. Alexis had brought them to what she didn't realize was a cult. It was it was an exercise class, but it was a cult, and they were all on the machines, and they were looking up at the ceiling. And they were saying, oh, we have to elevate, we have to reach the gateway, wasn't it? That's what they were aiming for, to reach the gateway. And the gateway, of course, was the next level of the cult, where they were going to have to pay over a other few $100 or $1,000 or whatever. And they didn't have a clue. And they finished the class, and one of them was like, Alexis, I think you've brought us to a cult. It was just brilliant. But it was just like they were working hard to kind of get to the next level,
Yeah, which is very Three of Wands. Yeah.
Yeah. But I see, but you wouldn't get that if you were kind of thinking of the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, So yeah, I did have to spend some time looking at the images and going, okay, what's that from now again? And I remember Jason wasn't 100% sure about this, but I think it's great, the Seven of Wands. Alexis and Ted had done a love relationship quiz out of a teenage girls magazine, and they were supposed to be so hot and passionate and all this, and David decided to do it for himself and Patrick's relationship, and he basically got an answer that was, oh, you're dull and boring, and you don't do anything spontaneous and all the rest of it. So he told Patrick they were closing the shop and they were going off on a double date with the other two, but what he didn't realize is that they were doing all this what you call it, oh my god, they were up in trees anyway, walking along ropes and stuff, with harnesses and the whole lot, and he was terrified of heights. So he was defending the state of his relationship, which is how you kind of tie it in with the regular Seven of Wands. But people would look at that and go, well, what the hell has that got to do with the Seven of Wands, But you do have to know the show. And then it's epic.
It is epic.
Chris says, goodness, I'm getting flashbacks from each card filled with laughter. Thank you both. You're very welcome, Chris. I just love this deck. Oh my god. So anything else we'd like to kind of discuss about the deck, or does anyone want to ask any questions about it? Or I know the last time I showed it, people were asking me to show specific cards that they wanted to check out, because I know we all have our favorite cards, obviously, that we have to know are perfect before we buy a deck,
Oh,
so if anyone wants, yeah, I mean the death. I mean, if the death card was useless now, it might have changed things up for me, but luckily it wasn't.
Is that your favorite card?
I love death card in general. Is my favorite card. Yeah, I love it.
Why is that?
Do you know? I think it's just because when I got into cards, I suppose that was the start of my, I started with oracle cards, but it was just the start of my spiritual growth, so I suppose I kind of resonated most with that, because it was all about that change and leaving things go that weren't serving me and focusing on moving forward with what would better serve me and stuff,
Yeah.
So Chris, here's the Chariot. So Alexis had gotten a present of a bike from Mutt, and she didn't know how to ride it. So herself and David were trying to teach each other how to cycle the bike. It was the funniest thing ever. So Rain says, I always have questions about copyright, but I don't want to make things complicated. What? I think, isn't that why they called it the unofficial Schitty Tarot? Because they didn't have copyright. Am I right?
Correct. Yeah, they did not have copyright, and I think they even said something along the lines of like, well, we hope that we don't get sued, but I'm not sure exactly what they said, but now I'm going to see if I can find it. Oh yeah, and to
I
be
think I
totally, yeah, it's in the little white book. They said to be totally clear, we are in no way affiliated with the show or its creators. We still love this journey.
yeah.
So they made sure that they were putting, like I think a certain amount of distance between
Yeah.
what they created and any affiliation with the show. But yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like they do that. I think I've seen versions of like Marvel comics and Star Wars done
Yeah.
as decks and other
That's
things like
true, I
that.
suppose.
And
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
I'm glad
There's
they
the
did it.
temperance. Oh God, yeah. There's the temperance card, Chris. So this is when so I'm gonna try this in with another card actually. Hold on now a second. Give me a second. So do you remember this scene where Twyla had a boot on and she had crutches and she was still at work and tried to do loads? And then Johnny came in for a coffee and he ended up putting on an apron and getting a notepad there, seeing the apron, and he started taking orders and handing food and stuff. So that's the temperance card. So I thought that was perfect too for the temperance card. I love it. So yeah, that's those two. And he had another question. Does the big family picture have a card? Yes. Where's it gone? Where am I? Oh yeah.
It's the tower, right?
Tower, yeah. So that was in the tower card. So this is when the revenue come in to take everything away. So they use that as the tower card, which was perfect. Yeah. So what you think of those three, Chris? So yeah, and thanks, Althea, for that reminder, lads. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, comment afterwards, and check out. I'm going to point the right way. Check out Monica's Instagram page, Connected Tarot. I know, yeah. Imagine going up against George Lucas in a legal battle. Yikes! So there are workarounds. Good to know. Yeah. So yeah. Anything else that anyone wants to know about it? So we've done copyright for Rain, and I've shown the few cards for Chris. I'm buying the deck. Thank you, Jackie. If you have a code to use, I'll use it. Wow, thank you a bunch. I don't have a code, but Chris, because you're so Chris, you haven't heard this, right? So I'm in Ireland. The deck comes from America, right? The deck for me through their website was $55 and shipping was listed as $52. But if you contact the girls through their website and ask them to find a cheaper shipping option for you, for me, it's a pirate ship. They're part of Ascendia, or Ascendia is part of pirate ship, whichever. And I got the shipping down from $52 to $16. So, because Chris is in Australia, so God only knows what your shipping will be like. So do contact the girls through their website, because I contact them first through Etsy, and they said, look, send us a message through the website and we'll sort it out for you. So do get on to them. Okay. I'm putting this deck on my list too. I should state hashtag purchase responsibly. Don't blame back for spending all your money.
And hashtag warmest wishes and kindest regards, or
yeah,
warmest regards, best wishes.
Best wishes. Yeah. Oh, what a show, lads. So yeah, I'm going to shuffle them up there maybe and pull a couple. What you reckon to wrap it up? Because we're at 48 minutes.
Okay.
So we could just pull a few cards for February maybe. What you reckon? Seeing as it's nearly February.
I love this idea.
Good stuff. We actually have it's St. Bridget's Day, on Monday, the 1st of February. So, and I love making Bridget's Day crosses, and I'm doing an event with my friend Saoirse. The gang knows Saoirse because she's done a few lives with me. But we're doing an event together on Saturday. She's going to do some lovely meditations, and then I'm going to collect loads of the reeds on Friday out home in my parents' place. And I'm going to teach the group then how to make Bridget's crosses. So we're going to have a lovely afternoon. And I have little gift bags with crystals as gifts for them and stuff. It's going to be gorgeous. Can't wait. So,
I wish I could be there. I really do.
Yeah. It's going to be beautiful. So excited for it. Because we did a few events before Christmas and it was great. I'm trying to riffle shuffle here and it's just not going to plan. I'm too sideways. There we go. That's better. Right. So, a little card pull, lads, to wrap up our lovely live on the Schitty Tarot, our Schitty Tarot Talk with Monica, as I have it named. So, do you want to work away a few of cards pulled? So, some cards for February for the general. Ooh, I love it, lads. Oh my God. Right. Do you want to go or will I go?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah.
Or, oh, I hadn't even really. You were shuffling, so I was going to, you go. I'll just shuffle a little bit.
Lads, I have two majors, so it's all good for February. So I have the Chariot and I have the Magician. What perfect cards for February. So this Chariot is about forward movement, but in this case, like I said, they're trying to teach each other how to cycle the bike. So in order for in your life in February, you may need to ask someone to help you. You may need to ask someone to teach you how to move forward, you know? And then with this Magician card, just a little reminder that you have all the tools available to you. He has the sword there, the wand there, the pentacle is under his foot, and he has the cup in his hand, and the figure of 8 is still there as well over his head. So this is an image from the wedding when he's waiting for Patrick to walk. Or no, he walked down the aisle, didn't he? Anyway, he was waiting for Patrick at the wedding. And just a reminder that you have all the tools you have in your life to create whatever it is you want, but you just may need to get a bit of help with this Chariot card here, okay? So that's my message for lads.
They're both really confident cards. I love that.
Aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I can pull a couple that'll kind of like add a little nuance or something to that. Give it one more good shuffle and see what happens here.
Lovely.
Okay. First one is 6 of Wands. These are all such empowered cards. Ooh, I love it.
Perfect.
And another major arcana, the High Priestess.
I love it.
So okay, I like
4-card reading.
Yeah. So what we have a pip card. So I think this one plays nicely with what you said about the Chariot. You know, getting someone to help you, maybe find a really good direction, right? Because in six of Wands energy, you know, we're winning just like with the Chariot, but we didn't get there by ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had really good team support. So surrounding yourself with the people that will lift you up and really help you move forward and feel empowered and confident. And then the High Priestess. Yeah, a little bit extra attention to following your gut and following your instincts and paying attention to the signs and synchronicities along the way that will help you help confirm that you are heading in the direction that you really wanted to head in. So.
And you know what I love, right? So like you linked the 6 of Wands to my Chariot card. The Chariot card normally only has one person, but there's two. So there's two people in both those cards, right? But then with the Magician and the High Priestess, like this is saying you have the physical material things in life to move yourself forward. But the High Priestess then is the inner knowledge and wisdom, you know?
Yeah, and so she naturally follows the Magician in the line of the major. So this makes a lot of sense.
I love that.
Yeah, you have all the tools and then, you know, combine that with your intuition and you'll go far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love that. I know Karen had said above, this one. Oh, there we go. Right. Well, that sounds lovely, Jackie, your little event. I so look forward to it. How hard are they to make? Well, you see, she's talking about St. Bridget's crosses. I could actually make them with my eyes closed now. I remember last year I collected a load of reeds and I sat in the cafe that I now work in. And as customers were coming in, they were asking me, could they have one? And I was just making them and handing them out to random people that were coming into the cafe, you know. So They are difficult at the start, but once you get the hang of them. But I make the traditional ones with the four legs of the cross. But I also make a pagan one, as my friend asked me for today, with just 3 legs. So they're a bit easier because you've less to hold on to. But yeah, I might have to make an old tutorial video. But yeah, that's a beautiful reading, lads, for February. I'm delighted with those 4 cards. They're just perfect, right? So remember those for yourselves, lads. You have all the tools and you can create whatever you want going forward. Chris said, angels, messengers, both of you. Oh, thank you very much. Please share yours when you're finished with when you finish it. I absolutely will. I know last year I put up a few photographs of the process, but I'll have to actually make a video this year and try to teach you how to make them. We'll see how that goes. Oh my goodness, Fatima, I have so many ideas and no skills. You do go out of that, you hooligan. So guys, I hope I didn't miss any very important comments in chat because it was going non-stop and I can't keep up. I know at the very start, before I found StreamYard, I used to do my lives directly from YouTube, and you can there's a setting whereby you can prevent people from commenting like non-stop one after another. It'll stop them for like 60 seconds or whatever time you decide. And they can't comment again then until their 60 seconds is up. So it just slows down the chat and you have more of a chance to read stuff, you know. But I don't think you can do that on YouTube. Saskia says, this was fun. Thank you. Bye, everyone. You're very welcome. So would you like to say anything to finish up, Monica, before we...
Well, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. This was so much fun. And I just really appreciate you reaching out and letting me do this with you. And yeah, being a fellow Schitty tarot lover.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I couldn't have thought of anything better to do today. This was great.
Good stuff. I'm delighted. So glad you joined me. When I had seen some of your readings on Instagram using the deck, I was like, oh, this is a woman who knows what she's talking about with this deck. I have to get her on. So I was delighted when you got back to me and said you'd love to.
I'm so glad you found me. You know, good use of hashtags, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was just it was only because I'd put in the search bar on Instagram Schitt's Creek Tarot, you know, so obviously it shows up then anyone who has used it or tagged it or anything. So yeah, I just started watching yours and I was like, oh yay, I like her. So that was it.
I love it.
Karen says, thank you, Jackie. P.S. I believe you can in the creator studio. Oh, okay. I'll figure that out of a day, as my father would say. Right. Me and settings now. I could be there all day looking through stuff, trying to figure things out. But that is something I was looking into. I'd like to just slow down the chat a little bit just so that I have a better chance. Remember to do the YouTube-y things. Absolutely. Thanks, Tom. So if anyone who's coming in nearer to the end and didn't hear me, make sure to hit the thumbs up, lads. Very much appreciate it. Find Monica. There we go. Connected Tarot on Instagram and follow her lovely, I keep saying channel, her lovely page. She puts up lovely Monday readings, which are fabulous, and all sorts of other lovely posts. So check her out. I'm hoping I'll bribe her to come over to YouTube sometime, but we'll see.
You're about to convince me.
If not, you can join me for lives anyway, anytime, because
anytime.
I'm obsessed with lives. I just love them. And do, lads, comment afterwards because apparently it helps the algorithms. I don't know, but anyway, apparently it does. So that's it. We'll wrap it up there, lads. We're almost now on the hour. So thanks a million, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Monica, so much. It's been great fun.
I've loved every minute.
Yeah, good stuff. And the hour flies by, of course, when you're talking about something fun anyway. So
it really does.
Yeah, it does. So we shall organize something else anyway in the near future. You shall see her again, lads.
Love to.
So thanks everyone for being here. I'm going to hit end stream now because we all know it takes about 10 seconds to actually log off.